Shalom. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 13, and it reads, Give me any plague, plague meaning sickness, but the plague of the heart, the word heart there is referring to your mind, and any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Rakah Kradash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders and the bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, hopefully elect beloved brothers and sisters. Shalom and peace be unto you. The inspiration for this particular lesson, it comes after watching this video that showed up in my feed, and as you can see here, this is one of many examples of how wicked the majority of our women are. Not all, just simply the majority of them. And it states here in the caption, let me click on this. Bear with me 1 second. My female cousin attacked me over Jasmine Crockett liberals. And that's why this woman conducted herself in this fashion, in this sort here, because she's a liberal. She believes that she can do simply whatever the hell she wants to do. And what this essentially boils down to, brothers, this all goes back to the curses here. That's why this woman put her hands on this man here. And what do I mean by that? Let me go back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 56th verse, because this curse here, it applies to all the women in your family. Not only your wife, it refers to your grandmother, your mother, your aunts, your female cousins. That's why we have situations like this here. And I'm going to play a portion of this video so you can see what I mean by that. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 56th verse. And it reads this: The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot on the ground, for her delicateness and her tenderness, her eye, meaning what? Her mind, shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. And let me say this, Akim, why it's on my mind to say. I know it states husbands here, but it applies to all the men in her family. Her eye could be evil toward her father, her brother, and or her cousin too as well. And I know some of you, Akim, might be thinking, this is a beautiful woman and so forth, but what does the scriptures tell us? Let me grab one more scripture as a matter of fact. It reads this in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. For those of us who are of the hopefully elect, men of the household of Israel, we know and understand we're measuring this woman by the spirit that is in her. All right, women with this sort of energy in these last days, they're going to be trodden down as mire in the damn street, man. Now, I want you to listen closely to what this man has to say. And of course, you too want to utilize this short under the Fair Use Act again, fair use. Let's get right into it.
So, y'all, my female cousin just did this to me because I said Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. My female cousin, my hard R female Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett voting for cousin, did this because I said Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. And then I simply said to her, who do you think, mind you, I used to like Jasmine Crockett because she's black. And then I listened to her, I was like, oh, this girl dumb. Like, do you know how much of an idiot you have to be as a black person to grow up in a good household and want to play ghetto for the internet and for people on TV? So then we was arguing and I'm leaving, I'm on the way out the door. I'm on the way out the door and she slapped me and then tried to scratch me. Like she came at me like I was a girl that she was fighting. So I tackled her, held her down. I used to wrestle in school. Can't no girl hurt me unless you got a weapon.
Good job, brother. Good job.
Like, you're a girl, I'm a man. I used to wrestle. And both my mama and my auntie right there, she's yelling at them, get him off of me! What are you gonna do? Get him off of me! What are you gonna do? I'm like, you did it, you idiot. So yeah, liberals love talking about how the other side is so bad. But this is what they do. We simply ask them a logical question. And do you know what made her lose her composure so much? Was when I said, who do you think watches Jasmine Crockett more? The person whose job is to be on the internet, or the person who watches them in their free time? She said, you don't think I can watch her? I said, you see, this is what y'all do. I ask you a simple question and you can't answer it. And then she just, and look at my face. Look at my face. She lucky I ain't some bitch-ass man who wants to hit a woman. I never want to get physical with a woman. Ever. I don't like violence, period. Much less with a woman. And if I was the type of bitch-ass man that was looking for a reason to hit a woman, she'd be waking up off that floor instead of getting up because I let her up.
All right, that's enough. I'll leave a link in the description section or the comment section so you can watch that video in its entirety. But I want to continue on with the scriptures, brothers. And I said this on many occasions in various videos in the past, man. The worst I ever seen a young Israelite boy who's a grown man now with a lot of mental problems was by his mother. Okay, the majority of our women do not love us in this kingdom. This is the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37, and it reads, "Wine is wicked. Because if you do drink too much of it," yes, the scriptures tell us drink some for the sake of our stomach, but if you drink too much of it, it could become a hindrance unto you. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. And what a king is referring to, the king that's ruling over us right now. We're being ruled over by a wicked ruler. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. Here's the point. In their unrighteousness also shall they perish. You see, women like this have to go. All right, let me come out of this here. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 16 through 19, and it reads this: "I rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman." And let me say this while it's on my mind to say, I've seen many abusive relationships in the past, and if you are a man, listen, man, don't let anyone put their hands on you, male or female. You have the right to defend yourself, all right? Don't just let these sorts of things carry on for months and years on end, okay? All right? It's not honorable to stay in some sort of, living arrangement or situation. You have to get yourself out of that shit, man, all right? Let me continue on. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changes her face and darken her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. And this applies to all men, all right? I can assure you of this. When that young man cut the camera off, he sighed bitterly because he can't believe what the hell happened to him, right? Verse 19 is the point. All wickedness, but is little wickedness to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Let me come from this here. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 8 through 11, and it reads, "A drunken woman in a gatter abroad," here's the point, "causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame." And see, that's what happened here. That woman won't cover her own shame. I can assure you she won't take accountability for what she did. Verse 9, "The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself over much liberty." You see, that's what we have going on in this society today. Women abusing themselves over much liberty, assaulting and attacking men, doing whatever the hell they want. All right. Verse 11, "Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespasses against thee." That's why I wanted to bring this story to the forefront, because you can't marvel when these sorts of things happen, right? We live in a liberal society, right? That's why we should all long for the kingdom, because it's all going to be in perfect order, right? Let me come from here. Because ultimately, those of us in this truth, we know the judgment of women of this sort. Micah chapter 7, verse 10. And it reads, "Then my enemy will see it and be covered." Let me grab a different translation. Bear me one second. Let me drop the King James translation of this. And it reads, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." When she sees what? Jacob's trouble happening. All hell breaking loose. It's complete chaos. All right. And the Lord is going to lift up his standard and give it to his elect men who have been getting shitted on for the majority of this captivity. That's what she's going to see. "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes," here's the point, "my eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as mire in the streets." And what's mire? Mire is shit. And that's how these women are going to be trodden down in these last days, man. So you brothers, you take situations like this and learn from them, right? And keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith. Shalom.